All right, here we are starting again. So we're at the bottom of the yard. In the front, you can see our line of demarcation here, which again, presumably is the easement. That makes sense because this is the direction in which we would find the concrete culvert. That appears to be a portion of the storm surge system. This is probably notable as in that is unlikely to be working well given the circumstances. Some sort of metal in there as well. Yeah, not sure what that is, but certainly it appears that we're pretty blocked here. You can see that the culvert's coming from the road, but there's also a pipe. I don't think that we're responsible for clearing that, but the lack of clearing could have an impact on our property and the way that it performs. Maybe? I don't know. Things to keep in mind. A little something purple down there, but not super clear what it is. I think that's as far as I'm going to go in the culvert. For the moment, anyway. Back up into the yard. And let's follow that line of demarcation out to the street or out to the backyard. Alright, so yeah, when we get to this area, we can see that there used to be an assembled attached fence right here that this gate would close onto. That appears to have been somethinged. The overall state of that fence is obviously quite poor at this point in a variety of different ways. Some of that may be related to tree fall, but I don't immediately have a ton of information about that. Looks like somebody with a trailer is backing into the driveway here. That's pretty exciting. Perhaps they will come say hello at some point. Anyway, in the meantime, we can see the line of the house right here, and the line of the easement is actually split right here. You can see that the dash line goes in two directions. It's not immediately clear to me what that signifies. We might get more information by reading the notes again. There appears to be a faucet, a fixture of some variety embedded in the ground right here. Yeah, that's another side effect of the aggression with which Mr. Poole cleaned, is that hidden areas of the yard are now revealed, which is part of, I guess, what we were preparing to deal with in the first place. All right, here we have definitely a very moist area, and we are directly at the corner of the house. Getting close to the ground, it doesn't immediately smell. I do have some gloves, and I'll put those on and touch it and get a closer whiff here in a bit, but this definitely appears to be like a moist area. The contours of the land right here are ones that, to me, would imply probable adequate drainage. I mean, we have downslope to a bit of a plateau where all of this crap is, and then downslope over here. So it's possible this is acting as a bowl or a rim of something, and this is all surface water. But it's also possible that it's not. I can see some more of our markings down here. That doesn't immediately seem contiguous with the left fork that we saw over here. Let's see, that runs into the bush, and of course they're not going to continue marking in the bush versus this right fork. So let's go down this way and take a closer look. This is a little bit steep, not overwhelmingly so. We have quite a lot of additional stuff here, and I see a manhole cover marked in the distance there. All right, right, so yeah, we've got our markings. This is that line that I saw from up the hill where I was standing just a moment ago. There's actually a decent amount of line right there. Again, I don't know what that is signifying in the context of the flagged line that is coming down behind me from the right fork of that split. But assume that indicates some sort of area that is unique in some way, because here we see the lines coming back together. So originally I had been thinking that the line signified a boundary between here and the concrete culvert, which is down there. At this length, at this distance from the road, it's not clear to me if it's still concrete or not. I'll go look in a second. But yeah, if the boundary line, or if this is not acting as a boundary line, if in fact it is a linear marking from the street, and then that fork up there coming down to this rejoining here represents the internal area of the easement, that's, well, I'm not entirely certain what that means. And then of course here we go with the manhole, and obviously continued or ongoing cleanup opportunities. All right, I'm going to chunk this out again.